for most of my life, I've always needed to run to something. I've always needed to either distract myself or use something to help me cope with life, to help me accept life, to help me get through life. And I'm 27 now, and it seems like that part of my life is running its course. And I'm really now seeing myself always running to those things, always grabbing for something, always coping, always running. So I've been addicted to pornography, I've been addicted to marijuana, I've been addicted to tobacco, I've been addicted to vaping, I've been addicted to, I want to say alcohol. I've been addicted to different behaviors such as I want to say social anxiety is kind of like an addiction. Closing off, being insecure. And it's all things that I've done. And if I look back on it, I was really just trying to help myself, but in the end I was hurting myself, and I was digging myself a deeper and deeper hole and actually getting further and further away from myself. The thing with addiction is that when you're using those substances, you actually think you're getting closer to yourself because you find a sense of comfort in the drug. You find a sense of self that you've lost, that you've never had before. And that's why you use these things, because you feel like it helps connect you to yourself, because it momentarily does. But it's such a weird thing, because you momentarily are connected to something, to the drug, to that experience, to the behavior. But in the end, you're needing that external thing to always come back to, and then you're running in cycles, and you're never growing, and you're stuck in the same place. So I'm making this video just because it's like I know there's so many people out there like me that struggle with whatever your poison is, and it's so accepted. It's like we live in a society where they tell you to pick your poison, where they tell you that these things are just normal, right? That drinking is normal, that smoking weed is normal, that smoking is normal. It's all legal things you can do. But it's like, what more can we become without these things? What more can we be in tune with when we're not always striving and coping with life? It's like, why can we not just be in life? Are we not, like, what is flawed within us that we cannot have an experience with life that doesn't need that doesn't need these drugs, these behaviors, these substances? So that's my journey right now. My journey is to be here, to not give in to the cravings of this and that. It's interesting because I've given up many things in my life. I've got over pornography when I was 20, 21, 22. I stopped smoking weed at one point when I was 23, 24. I stopped vaping after 2 or 3 years of vaping last year. So I've always got through addictions, but then I realized that when I was dropping one addiction, a new one was forming. And so at the very root of my soul, there was something that always was trying to get away from itself. And it was using whatever it could, whether that be a behavior, whether that be a substance. So like, I remember when I was giving up porn when I was 19, slowly I was building this dependency on smoking weed. When I was giving up weed, I slowly had this dependency on starting to vape. And it was hilarious. I don't know if you want to say it was hilarious, because I thought I was healing one thing, but at the same time I was just moving that energy into something else. So you have to be hyper aware when you're healing from an addiction, because the addiction isn't necessarily in the substance. It's in your personality. It's in the way you're relating to the world. There's something in you that doesn't feel safe in this world, so it needs something outside of yourself to feel safe within it. And you have to discover why that is. And I'm still, I think, discovering myself why that is. I think I've just always been afraid of life. I've always been I've always felt not part of it. So I always needed something to make me feel part of it. I'm still trying to figure that out completely for myself, but with not running to substances over the last 3-4 days, I'm starting to figure that out more. And replacing the substances with healthy eating, with exercise, with good sleep, with proper communication with my partner, with good energy. And maybe I'm making this video just because I know that if you're watching this right now, that you're probably going through something very similar, and you probably want to change, and you probably want to step out of the box and the cycles that you've been in for so long. And I know how hard that can be, because the longer you stay in the cycles, the longer you stay in the addictions, it's all you really know, right? And to break free from that it's a journey. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's the first week is incredibly difficult, and then it gets easier, but then it also gets harder. There's moments where you're like, why am I even doing this? Like, I'm worse off than I was with the substances. And I think there is some truth in it gets worse before it gets better, with giving up old habits, old behaviors, that kind of thing. But I just want to share my experience through this journey, and I want to inspire other people to also quit, to also choose themselves and not run to things, and not have to cope with life, and not have to live a filtered existence, because I believe that, we're all so much more than that. We all have this beautiful potential within us that can be realized and grown and explored. And I just want to create a world where the majority of people are doing that, because it's seemingly the majority of people in our reality right now we are addicted. We are imprisoned by our behaviors, by our addictions, by our substances, by our thoughts. So maybe I ask you today, what are you engaged by? And do you want to be free? My journey is one where I don't want to use substances again. I know that I don't need them. I don't need them. And my addicted brain that scares it when I say that, because it's like we've built a relationship where it was like, yeah, I need weed, yeah, I need nicotine, yeah, I need porn, yeah, I need this, yeah, I need this. Because it makes me feel good, it makes me feel accepted, it makes me feel some type of way. But you have to prove to yourself that you are better without it, because you are better without it. You are healed without it. So this is a journey of overcoming addiction. This is a journey of returning to self. And I want to take you guys along on this ride. I want to make daily videos, updating, just journaling, just talking out my thoughts. And I want to inspire the world to choose life.